All right, these are creepy stories of dudes being a bunch of creepazoids. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see if they'll talk, because
Hold the door, hold the door. I closed that door so fast in his face, and I said, he's like, you just not gonna hold the door? I left my keys upstairs. You can open the door with an app. I said, show me the app.
wait, maybe he did. Hey,
Show me the app on your phone. He's like, what app? That's how I know you don't live here. Cause you can open the door with an app on your phone. He's like, you're really not gonna let me in? I said no. I stood there for a good minute, looking him up and down. We just in a stalemate. He's like, never mind, I'm just joking. You just look so pretty. I just wanted to get your number and talk to you.
Nah. Oh nah. Nah, sister.
Okay.
Call the ancestors.
Yeah. You gotta follow your instincts, lady. My instinct said, he don't look like he live here.
Hey, why? What color was he? Nah, I know what she means, man. I totally agree. You know, it's crazy. That is so opposite of my experience. Nobody ever stalks me. One time, two gay guys actually stalked me, but that was after I got robbed by a cop. And let's not even go there. Let's keep listening.
That may be a wicked thing to think, but I was like, my instinct was like, that nigga don't look like he can live here. Close the door. And right I was, exactly.
Pattern recognition.
This story is a prime example as to why you should always trust your intuition, especially when it has to do with a person. I used to have a coworker on my old job that for whatever reason, something about her just never sat right with me. I'm a pretty easygoing person, so if I feel like your energy's off, I just kind of keep my distance, but I keep things polite and professional, being that we do work together. For whatever reason, I noticed that she would always ask about me and come looking for me whenever I was off work. I found this to be a bit odd, being that I wasn't really close to her. We were just co-workers that worked at separate departments, mind you. One day around Christmas time, she randomly just shows up with a gift for me. I open it and it's a huge bottle of tequila. She knows I love margaritas, but just again, she was one of those people that I kind of just hit hello from a distance, so it was weird for her to just show up with a gift for me and not anyone else. I, of course, said thank you, and in my head, alarm bells went off. It was like, don't touch it, don't drink it, just don't. I politely took it, said thank you, and that was kind of the end of it. Took it home. I ended up putting it in like one of my liquor cabinets, and I completely forgot about it. Me still trying to talk myself out of it. I'm like, I'm just being paranoid. She's just some random lady from my job. Like, I've never done anything to her. Maybe she's just being polite. Maybe she really was just trying to be nice. Months go by and I remember that I need to bring tequila to my mom's house because we were doing something. I remember the bottle and I'm like, well, I have a perfectly good bottle here. Why am I going to waste this when it's here? And all of this paranoia is all in my head anyways. I take it to my mom's house. I sit on her counter. The minute I sit on her counter, mind you, my mom's super sensitive. She's even more sensitive than I am. As soon as I set the bottle on the counter, she's like, where did that bottle come from? I explained to her, oh, one of my coworkers gave it to me. She right away goes, you need to throw this bottle away, discard this bottle immediately. And I'm like, why? She then begins to tell me that the minute she saw the bottle, she picked up on its energy, and right away she knew that it did not come with good intention. She explained to me, and again, my mom's extremely intuitive. She explained to me that the person who gave me this bottle wanted like ill intent. She wanted me to be harmed, but this bottle did not come from her. Someone actually gave this to her, wishing her harm, and her response was to give it to me. The whole purpose of this bottle was for anyone who consumed it, that person would go crazy. I was a little mad at myself for not trusting my intuition in the first place, but also thankful that my mom was able to pick up on it. And I actually ended up leaving that job for unrelated reasons, but I remember for months after, I constantly had people that I used to work with telling me that she would constantly go up to them, asking them about me and how I was doing and if I was okay. I wonder why.
Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Lisa is my name for those who are new, and judging by the title, you already know what this video is all about. We are going to be seeing what
time that this happened, she was in a really vulnerable position. She ended up meeting this other girl, and she told me, like, I've met this girl, she's super nice, we've been hanging out. I was like, that's really nice, I'm happy for you, that's great. She showed me some pictures and I was like, oh, she seems nice enough. She invited me out to dinner with this woman one time, and the moment I met her, I was like, there are bad vibes. I don't know why, like, I thought this about this person because they hadn't done anything to me. They were like so nice, like, oh hey, let me take you a jacket. Sit down, have a seat. She paid for my food. She was just really nice. Like on the way home, it was raining and she gave my other friend her jacket so that my friend wouldn't get wet. And I was like, that is so sweet. But I knew something was very, very wrong. It was just something. My friend decided to go on
she
vacation
toxic.
to Bali. And while she was
Nah, she toxic. That's the toxic laugh. I've heard that laugh
on
before.
vacation to Bali, it was winter in my but I knew something was very, very wrong. It was just something. My friend decided to go on vacation to Bali. And while she was on vacation to Bali, it was winter in my country. At the time that my friend was going on vacation to Bali, I was in Japan. I was living in Japan, so I wasn't in England. And my friend said to this woman, you can stay in my house because I know you don't have heating. She gave her the keys. She went off to Bali. She was like, stay here as long as you want. And guys, when she told me this, I was like, something is so wrong. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be that person that's like, oh yeah, like stay away from them for no reason. So my friend gets back from Bali like 2 weeks after I moved back from Japan. I pick her up from the airport because I missed her. And she tells me that when she was away, she got a call from the landlord that owns her apartment saying that they had changed the locks and changed the key because some disturbance had happened. And immediately I was like, okay, I gotta say something. I was like, I don't trust the woman that's staying in your apartment. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I think something's happened. And she was like, yeah, she called me and she told me that she needs to change the locks to get back into the apartment to clean it. And I was like, to clean it? What do you mean? She didn't, right? My friend was like, yeah, I let her change the locks one more time to get back into the apartment. My first thought was like, and I just thought I was being like delusional. I was like, there's no way, like whatever. Anyway, we stayed in London for a little while and then we went back to go check out her apartment. When we got into her apartment, there was like hair, like all rubbed into the carpet, like everywhere, like loads of hair. This woman had ransacked my friend's house, stole all of her expensive stuff, stole all of her nice clothes. She had also stolen like documents, important documents, medical documents, just really random stuff. So I helped my friend clean her house and it took us 3 days to clean everything. On the second day that we're cleaning, the landlady, she stops by the house to talk with my friend that owns the apartment. She said that the disturbance that happened was a really bad odor coming from this house. And she said it was so bad that all of the neighbors could smell it. Everybody in the apartment block, upstairs, downstairs, everyone on her floor could smell it. And it was so bad that they had like multiple reports for it. So the landlady was like, I thought you like in your house. When we opened the door, there was a girl living in there. She told us that you were away on vacation and she was just cleaning your house and you'd left out a packet of meat and it was rotten. And I was like, ain't no way a packet of bacon smells so bad that everyone on her floor can smell it, the upstairs can smell it, and the downstairs can smell it. There's no way. So my friend is cleaning the living room. I'm like, let me clean your bedroom. I go to clean her bedroom. There's hair everywhere. And by the way, the hair that was rubbed into the carpet was black hair. And this girl was blonde, so I know it wasn't hers. She was also an immigrant to the country, so she had absolutely no friends. She had no connections in our country so far. And I'm only telling you that because it's important later in the story. So when I'm in the house, I'm getting this really bad, like, vibe. There's no way that happened here. I'm being delusional. Anyway, I moved the rug in her bedroom, and guess what's underneath it? Nice big patch of blood. But it wasn't like super vibrant. It looked like it had been washed with something. Hell no, like I was right, something happened here. So my friend tries to get in contact with the girl. She ends up FaceTiming her, and the girl said, I'm back in my country. She was just like randomly, I went back to my country. I just went back to my country. This makes no sense because she was planning on going to college in my country. Anyway, I think my friend ended up contacting the police for the stolen stuff and also for the on the carpet. But anyway, yeah, girlies, trust your gut instincts. Never know, there might be a...
This is how you let your daughter go to the restroom. All right, go on in, honey. I'll stand right outside the door. Standing outside the door. One of my followers told a story about how she took her daughter to a park and she had to go to the restroom. So she went to the restroom, went into the single stall, and when she got into the single stall restroom, right, it's just a restroom, you open the door, you go in, you lock the door, there was a man waiting inside the restroom. He looked very irritated that she was in there. Why? Because she was an adult. He was in there waiting for a child. She sat there at the park after he left the restroom. She watched him, and she watched the restroom, and multiple 4 to 6 year old kids, girls, went to the restroom by themselves because mother can see the restroom, right? But all it takes is for that door to shut and that door to lock, and you will never get your daughter back. You will never get what he does to her back. Moms and dads, do not let your children go to restrooms by themselves, even if you can see them walking to the restroom and leaving the restroom. Not only do we have men blatantly in there waiting, we have men posing as women in there waiting as well.
That's true.
None
That's
of
true.
my children will ever go to a restroom alone, and neither should yours.
I'm like shaking right now because I literally almost just got trafficked. This is just a reminder to trust literally nobody. Like, never open your car door for anyone or your window for anyone, even if they're the nicest looking person in the world.
Yeah, the problem is that, like, with these types of videos is that my issue with these videos is that it sort of just like creates this weird paranoia with women. Like it you know what I'm saying? Like this just, and I understand it's dangerous. I get it. But there comes a point when it's like, yo, like, you got what I'm saying? Like, it's true, but they're taking it way too far. Like they're taking it to the other side of the earth. Like, it's kind of insane. But all right, bet. Yeah, it is what it is.
I was sitting in the parking lot in Torrance, California, Planet Fitness, and this really nice lady comes up to my window and asked me to unroll it, and I told her that I wasn't going to unroll it, and she said, okay, well, my car is right behind you, and it just broke down. Can you please take me to the gas station? It won't take long, I promise. And she's saying this while she's holding her phone, and so I asked her, why can't you just call an Uber or a Lyft on your phone, or why can't you walk there? And she was like, oh, I don't have those apps on my phone. Can you just take me? And I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to take you to the gas station. If you need help, you can call someone on your phone, or you can go into the gym and ask for help. And then she proceeded to swear at me and walk away into the parking lot, nowhere near the car that she pointed at. So this is just a reminder to trust absolutely no one, because you don't know what people are up to nowadays, and your safety is way more important than helping someone with a favor that probably isn't even real.
I keep trying to compose myself to tell y'all this story of what happened to me today, and I just can't. So I'm just gonna tell you, and I'm probably gonna cry through the whole thing, and some of you may think I'm absolutely nuts, and that's okay. But I feel like if I tell you what happened to me, it may make you think twice, or, you know, be a little bit more vigilant, and so that something like this, if it does happen to you, you're prepared. So I'm working from home today, and I went to the store on my lunch break. My daughter needs diapers. Quick trip, went to the store, and walked in like a normal day, walked in, got about halfway to where I was going in the store to get diapers, and I noticed this man, and he's got a hoodie on, which I thought to myself, because one, I'm super nosy, but I thought to myself, no, it's really hot for a hoodie. That's all it's really hot for a hoodie. And he had like his hood on, and other than that, like, that's all I said was, And
Must be from the hood.
But the thing about me is I'm very aware of my surroundings. Ever since having kids, I have severe anxiety in public, and so I'm constantly, like, my head is on a constant.
Yeah, I think these videos attract people who are very, 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 very anxious. That's what it does. It confirms, like, their anxieties, because I'm listening to them and I'm like, okay, I understand, but you can see how watching these videos can really make you suspicious of every person, you know?
Swivel all the time going through stores. My kids weren't with me today, but the fact that they could have been is just a whole nother deal. But anyway, I got to the diaper aisle, I picked out the diapers, and I saw him again. And he's carrying a shopping basket, not a cart, and it's got nothing in it. It didn't have anything the first time he walked by. I'm like, okay, maybe he hasn't gotten anything yet, but the fact that he walked by me twice is weird. So again, I have anxiety, so about just being in public in general and being aware of my surroundings. So I went to another section of the store and thought, like, I'll just go randomly over here and find something over here, found some stuff for my kids, and walked back over,
to like the snacks area, and I was like, oh, I can get my kids some snacks. Within the time of me walking to the toys and clothes and things and then walking back, I saw him 3 more times. Same man, same empty like shopping basket, and same demeanor, just walking around. And but I did notice that he looked in my direction. He didn't stare, but I could tell. And so I'm like, now I'm starting to get freaked out. It's a little weird. So I made another like completely random zigzag around the store, trying to test to see if I was completely crazy or if my instincts were telling me that something's not right here. Something's not right. Saw him a couple more times within that zigzag and went to go towards the checkout line, and I turned around and he was standing not next to me, but where I could see him, where he could see me, and he saw me look at him. He turned around, and there happened to be an employee standing there, so he went and asked her a question, and I walked the opposite direction towards the checkout at a very fast pace. Not that it was not so fast that I was drawing attention to myself, but just picking up a pace faster than I was going. And got into a line that was completely on the other side of all the checkout lines. It was at the very end, hoping not to be noticed. And here he comes. And he walks by. Still, there's nothing in his little basket, y'all, nothing. And he is giving me very creepy vibes. And so he walks by. I'm like, I'm just thinking, something tells me I need to text my husband and just have him just be aware of what's going on, because I'm starting to get nervous. So I text my husband and say, hey, I'm about to call you in a minute. He's at work, so he doesn't always answer if he's busy, but I wanted to let him know that he needed to answer this time. I'm about to call you in a minute. I'm at the store getting diapers for Macy, and there's a man, and I'm getting a weird vibe from him, feeling very awkward, very anxious. He's got a black hoodie on, just so you know. What he's wearing and what I'm seeing, but I just want to let you know, and I need you to answer. And he immediately calls and tells me, do not leave that store on your own. After you get done checking out, go to the front counter, the customer service, and ask for somebody to escort you to your car and tell them what's going on. And I said, okay, I'll call you right back. I'm gonna check out now. So I get through checking out, and the first employee that I see, I walk over to her and I said, I think I need help. And I bawl, y'all. My nerves are shot, and I just completely break down. And I said, I couldn't even muster up what was happening. But she said, do you feel like, is something wrong? And I said, yes. And she said, is it somebody in the store? And I said, yes. And she said, are you being followed? And I said, I think so. And she's the sweetest lady. She quickly got her manager, and her manager called security. They have some undercover security working, and there was 2 men, and they both came over to me and said, are you okay? How can we help you? And I told them, I said, I don't know if I'm being completely delusional, but I feel like I'm being followed in the store, and I don't feel safe. And I just want somebody to walk me to my car. And he said, I'd be happy to walk to your car. Can you please give me a description? One guy said that, and the other guy said, is he wearing a Hawaiian shirt? And I said, no, he's wearing a black Nike hoodie with his hood over his head and blue shorts. And before I could even finish the blue shorts, he's like, blue shorts, like gym shorts, and Nike slides and socks. And I said, and he's tall. And I said, yes, that's him. And he was like, we got him. We noticed him following you. We have gotten him out of the store. We've gotten his tags. He has been in here for over an hour and has nothing to show for it. But we noticed that he was following you, and we got him. Y'all, I'm scared. I'm angry that I can't go and grab diapers for my totally
traumatic experience that me and Nell had when Nell was only about 3 months old with baby changing. I have spoken about this before, but I think it's important to bring it back up just for awareness. Not to scare anyone, not to make anyone feel unsafe, but just to be vigilant and to always trust your gut instincts is basically the moral of this story. So, like I said, Nell was about 3 months old. We were in Manchester with my mum. My mum was in another shop and Nell had done a poo. So take her to the baby changing as you do. I had to get in the lift, go down to the baby changing. There was a couple in there with their baby, and then a woman wearing a red big issue vest and seemed to be speaking a foreign language. She was talking to Nell, as people do, that's not uncommon, but I was getting a bit of a weird vibe. She was very, very close to her. I had a gut instinct that something wasn't right, but it was fine because we were getting out of the lift, so it didn't matter. The way the baby changing works is like a U shape with all different mats, but there was no one else in there, it was just me and Nell. So we were on the second baby changing from the door, and the door was open. Stripped Nell down because it was everywhere, And you know how stressful it is already that your baby's in a massive poo like that in public. You've got to strip her down, wipe her clean. It takes a long time. So after about 2 minutes, I see someone come in, and it's the lady from the lift with the big issue vest on. She doesn't have a child with her. She doesn't have a baby with her. There's no reason for her to be in the baby changing. And she's coming towards me. And at first, awful thing to think, but I thought she was coming for my bag. So I moved the baby changing bag to the side, obviously still whilst protecting Nell. And she kept coming closer. So I said, look, I'm changing my baby's naked, please move away, I'm not comfortable with you being in here. And she smiled, laughed, and continued to come towards me and Nell. So I said it again. And again, she just continued to advance. At this point, I was feeling really, really uneasy. You just know as a parent that something's not right. Yeah. And then she fully went, she was like this far away from picking Nell up. Bearing in mind, Nell was butt naked. There was not a stretch of clothing on her. Yeah, I could cry now, but I'm not going to. And I screamed. Thank God the door was open. I chased her out. I was screaming. I said that woman just tried to take my baby, because that is what she tried to do.
That's crazy. People like that, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's insane.